Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Player Zone YouTube channel and welcome back to our annual kit ratings for the Premier League. Home kits here first. Something that does very, very well on the channel, these videos, so I thought we'd bring it back yet again. The fun time of the season where we can muck around and have a bit of fun here and maybe compete for a bit of club pride with our home kits here. A few new teams coming to the division with some nice kits, a few missing the mark, big teams doing as they should, a few big clubs with some average kits. So I'll be going through in alphabetical order here and giving a rating for each club. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. With that being said, let's get straight into these ratings, starting with Arsenal. As I said, we'll start at the top with Arsenal. Again, a just classic Arsenal kit. They've gone back to those sort of white panels over the arms, a thick collar, don't mind that as well. Nothing, really a safe design, nothing really bold, and actually they've got that little A as a little gradient in the background there, which I don't mind, but other than that, just a stock standard Arsenal kit. The Emirates logo has become synonymous with Arsenal now. Maybe not iconic yet, they haven't really done anything with it, but the Emirates is there, and I don't mind that. Look, it's a safe Adidas design. I'm going to go with a 7 out of 10. Nothing special about it, does the job. I think in previous years they've had better home kits. This one for me, just a stock standard 7 out of 10. Our next design is Aston Villa. Another season with Adidas on board with them. Again, very similar to Arsenal in the fact that it's almost mimics last year's design. They've got the collateral in the main body, the blue on the arm sleeves there, little touch of detail there with the gold to replicate the gates outside Aston Villa there on the arm sleeves. Again, the last little gold accents throughout is a welcome addition, but again, can't really go wrong with the claret and blue design. I normally like Aston Villa kits. There's nothing though bold about this design. Again, another 7 out of 10 here for me. Nothing really special, does the job and ticks the boxes as a claret and blue Aston Villa kit. So as I said, they've kept it safe, done a good job. 7 out of 10 for Aston Villa. Next up on the list is Bournemouth, and this is one of my favourite kits from this season. A striking red design. They've gone with some gold accents throughout. Gold over the BJ88 sponsor, which again is sort of working against them a little bit because I don't really like that sponsor. But the Umbro kits are normally done very, very well. And they've done well again here. Again, I love the bold design of the gold accents throughout it. The striking red they've got there as well. And just for a black and red type design, it looks really, really nice. It stands out. Again, Bournemouth never really miss with their kits. And I absolutely love this one here as well. One of the best we've had across the last few years. I'm liking how it goes from a dark to a lighter red. It's striking. It's in your face. It's out there. And considering it's just utilising two colours, it's done a very, very good job at that. I've going to go on a 7.5 out of 10. If it wasn't for the sponsor, it's probably looking at an 8 or 8.5, but that sponsor's very ugly as such. A 7.5 out of 10 for Bournemouth this season. Next on the list are the Bees. Brentford with a new sponsor, Joma, this season. And it's a stinker. It is a right old stinker. There is worse kits to come, but my God, this isn't great. Going away from Umbro and that gradient sort of black at the bottom, fading up into the red and white design. Not their best work here. I don't know what the hell this center collar piece is with the disjointed black markings. The Hollywood Bets remains on the kit as well. I hate that as well. Look, overall, it looks tacky. It looks a bit bland. Not one of my favourite designs. Joma, again, in La Liga, they don't often miss, but this one here's a stinker. This sort of collar piece design, not for me. It takes away from the kit. The sponsor's average as well. Other than that, it's just a stock standard Brentford red and white. Look, I'm going to go with a 3.5 out of 10. It's nothing special. And it's not the worst, but not too far off the worst in the Premier League this season. The next kit is Brighton and Hove Albion, the first of our Nike-sponsored clubs in the Premier League, and it's a Brighton kit. That's all I can say about it. It is a stock standard Brighton kit, blue and white stripes throughout. Again, I'm not so sure of this big block that allows the sponsor to stand out. Still really split on it. The design will be on screen. I'm also not sure about these little white patches before the arm sleeves. Not really for that. They're off-centered collar piece as well. I don't know why Nike have stuck with it, but they've got it here again. Just looks a little bit strange. Again, it's a very mid kit, and this sort of light sky blue tick they've got going on for the Nike badge, not great either. Overall, it's a safe design, and the elements that I've added to it aren't doing much for it. It's probably taking away from it. So it's below an average rating. I'm looking around a 4 out of 10 for this one here. Not great, really bland. It screams of like when they first came up to the Premier League. They added some yellow a few years back, and that made it a little bit more exciting. But this is just mediocre from Brighton. 4 out of 10 for me. Not Nike's best design. The next club is one of the newly promoted sides, Burnley, and the first cross against their name comes with a Castor sponsorship. They make some very mediocre kits. This isn't any of their worst designs, but it's far from their best as well. I don't mind the little white or lighter claret colours in the background of the kit. Adds a bit of something about it, adds a bit of spice to it. The Burnley badge doesn't really stand out in this kit. It sort of gets lost in all of it. There is some claret there, but it's a really light sort of sky blue rather than a proper claret and blue. And this sponsor is awful. This sponsor for this kit almost makes it the worst in the league. It is so big. It is so just ugly. It's not a great overall design. Again, the blue for me is the wrong colour. The badge doesn't stand out. The sponsor's just not for me at all. And this kit, as such, is right down there. Like, look, I'd love a darker blue in this, a more heartier blue. Maybe you offset the badge with a proper dark blue to stand out on the kit. I know that's the current badge, Burnley, but it doesn't stand out in the kit. You don't know it's a Burnley kit because the badge doesn't really pop on the backing here. Castor make some pretty average kits, and this is another average one. You change the blue, you change the sponsor, and that badge stands out. A lot of things I asked from it, but then it looks like a much better kit. The base is there, the vision is sort of there, but the execution way off for me. 3 out of 10 for Burnley. It's nothing special at all. Probably one of the worst in the league this season. The next club are the world champions. Who'd be thought would be saying that? Chelsea is up next, and I really like this design. Nike have missed a lot this season with some of their kits. This is probably one of their best. You've got that blank blue canvas, but they've got some sort of a mural in the background. I think it's parts of Stamford Bridge, so imprinted on the body of the kit. Reminds you of the classic Manchester United kit from a few years back. I like how they've incorporated the white to make a nice, clean, centralised collar at the top there. None of this off-centered rubbish they've done with some other teams, like we saw earlier with Brighton. It's a clean design. It screams Chelsea. It's sophisticated enough whilst still being a blue kit, and I like that. You've got to add a little bit of texture to it, and that's what they've done here with this kit, and I'm pretty sure it's the exterior of Stamford Bridge throughout. The white collar adds a little bit of difference, pops a bit on the page, and overall a really, really nice, clean kit. Again, you can't do too much with just a blue Chelsea kit, but they've done all they can here, and I really, really like it. It's hard to explain. I just like this kit. It's a well put together kit. I'm going to rank it a 7.5 out of 10. Really solid stuff from Nike with this one here. And Chelsea have another banging kit for this upcoming season. Our next club is the FA Cup champions, Crystal Palace, and they never miss, especially Macron. They probably make the best kits in the world right now, and they haven't missed here yet again. It's a striking bright red and a blue design. Going away from the little eagle patting they had last season, back to that bold style with thick colours throughout. I like the white spaces between the red and blue here. The collar's classy. You can just see Jean-Philippe Mateta kicking down quarter flags across England with this kit on. It's a nice design. It stands out. Look, the Net 88 sponsors incorporated really, really well here as well with the blue accents on it. I wish the Crystal Palace badge was a little bit bigger. I get they're trying to keep it inside the lines, but I would have liked if it sort of expanded outside of these, slender lines. But other than that, I can't really fault this kit. A great design over the collar. I like the white in between each of the red and blue colouring. It's in your face. It's striking. It's bold. It's Crystal Palace. And I think they haven't really missed since Macron have taken over as the sponsors of this football club. Another great Crystal Palace kit. If I had infinite money, I'd be buying Crystal Palace kits every single season. They're absolutely fantastic. Love this one as well. 8.5 out of 10 for me. One of the better ones coming out of the Premier League this season. Next up, we have Everton, who will be playing in their new home stadium this year with this kit. And boy, is it a stinker. The worst, I reckon, in the Premier League. It looks like you've got it from a Bangladeshi store or a Thailand store. Those sort of buy two for £2 type jerseys. What is this? I don't know what we're doing here. Another Castore stinker. It just looks fake. It looks tacky. It looks rubbish. And I feel sorry for you Everton fans. You've gone through the ringer across the last few seasons with your football club. Your kits haven't been great either. And this one is another stinker as well. You've got some sort of wavy design trying to add a little bit to it. Makes it probably look worse. If it was just a simple blue design, it probably has more classier look than what it does now. Castore again and delivering another rotter. I don't mind the sort of colour design overlapping. I can get behind that. The stake sponsorship, one of the worst in the world. I can't explain other than saying it looks like it comes from a $2 shop. That's basically the best way I can describe it. I don't know how people can see this being any sort of good kit. It just looks cheap. It looks rubbish. And I'd love to see what the player edition looks like on the players. I think I'm only seeing here the fan version, but it just looks horrid. 1 out of 10. Simply for me, the worst kit in the Premier League this season. And once again, Castore delivering another stinker for season 25-26. Fulham is our next club, and we've had the highs of Crystal Palace, we have the lows of Everton, and this is just the mediocre. Again, this is a leak, this is a concept. We haven't quite got the full design yet, but what we've got is a Fulham kit. A Fulham kit with an Adidas template. You've got that Adidas template with the black lines. I don't mind that. That just boosts it above an average. But other than that, it is a Fulham kit with some red accents. I liked when they went a little bit more bold with some more red in the kit, or if they had a bit of a different collar. But simply put, it is a football kit with some Fulham badges whacked on it. Very safe. Gets classy. Fulham don't often go bold. They go simple. They keep it white. And they keep it very, very clean as a Fulham Football Club. I've gone with 6 out of 10. It can't be any higher. It's very, very safe. It can't really be any lower because it hasn't really missed the point. It's a Fulham kit with an Adidas template. As such, 6 out of 10 for Fulham. The next club is Leeds United, back up into the top flight, and they're going to be back in this kit here. Don't mind it. Again, it's a Leeds kit. You can't really do too much. It's going to be white. The Red Bull sponsorship, I don't mind it. At least it adds something to the kit, and you've got the red sort of opposing and standing out to the blue and yellow throughout the kit. I guess the bonus is this little designed Lego piece looking type thing on the collar and the arm sleeves. It adds a little bit to it. They've tried to take something into this kit and make it a little bit different. But honestly, I feel sorry for whoever creates a Leeds kits because it's going to be white. It's going to be bland. It's going to be quite basic. Because they've tried something and I like the Red Bull logo and the sponsorship straight in the middle of the jersey. It adds a little bit of excitement, adds a bit of aura to it. Adds just something over the line, a little bit better than the Fulham one, basically. As such, I've gone with a 6.5 out of 10. Again, nothing special, but at the end of the day, it is a Leeds United kit. It's white, it's going to be white, and they've delivered white. Next up are the champions of England, Liverpool, and can we have a round of applause? They've joined Adidas, and Adidas have hit them with an absolute beauty. And I know it probably doesn't look like much, it's just a red kit, but the accents and that white Adidas sort of line that they have in most of their kits just fits so well with Liverpool, and the badge being white and the standard chartered sponsorships it's becoming timeless. It's becoming a classic. I just love it. It looks like a champion team. It's put together very, very well. And there's enough white over the collar to sort of pop and stand out. They've got, as I said, the Adidas sort of structured design, but the red is just a hearty red. It's a Liverpool red. It's winners red. And the design, I don't know. It just screams like back in the day. Fernando Torres type era. Steven Gerrard running around with a kit like this. This is prime 2000s Liverpool, early 2000s when they were winning lots of games of football, when they were competing at the top of Europe. And what a coincidence they have it when they're at their peak yet again this season. I love this kit. Again, there's nothing special to it, but for me, it's the kit of the season from the Premier League. 10 out of 10. They've gone across, they've less Nike and some really just safe or average kits, and they've come to an absolute perler, out of this world, superb, perfect kit. 10 out of 10 for me. Again, you might say, well, Preston, there's no difference to what the other kits have delivered, but it just looks better. It's just a clean design. It screams Liverpool, and they're back with Adidas. I absolutely love this kit. 10 out of 10 for Liverpool. What a way for the champions to look in 2025-2026. Next up is the blue side of Manchester City. I don't mind it. Look, again, it's a Man City kit. You can't do too much with it. It's going to be sky blue. In the past, they've tried a little bit, to make it stand out. some fluoro neon type colours. They've gone safe with just a blue canvas. They've chucked a sash this time around. I don't mind it. They're trying something there with the white sash, sort of bringing back to their Club World Cup kit with the old school sort of red sash across the white kit. Look, I don't mind it. It's something, it's bold, it's different. The Etihad Airways smack bang in the middle. It's become synonymous with Man City. It's become, I guess, their identity. But again, you can't do too much with the Man City kit. Puma keep it relatively safe with their home kits, and they've kept it safe here yet again. Look, I don't mind it. It's different. They've tried to take it on. I like how it's not a clean sash across the kit. It adds a bit of depth to it, makes it pop out on the page a little bit. I've got a 6.5 out of 10 for Man City here. Again, nothing really striking or different, but something we can get behind. So 6.5 for Manchester City. Next up, we go to the red half of Manchester and to Manchester United. Adidas, again, providing a very, very solid kit. I don't think the best United home kit we've had across the last few seasons, but solid nonetheless. We've gone back to some black involved in the kit. You've gone back to the heritage of Old Trafford portrait on the arm sleeves of the design. Look, I don't mind that Adidas template normally. The black lines have the white lines, so for me, isn't my favourite, and I don't like the collar design there. It starts really nicely, but they've just gone away from it when it comes to its, I guess, most important point, which is the tip there. I wish that sort of black and white carried through to that V-neck there. Overall, a very solid design. Adidas and Man United don't often get it wrong. They haven't really got it wrong here, but it's far from the best design. It's not really striking. It's a red United home kit with a few different patterns throughout. Look, it's solid. It's far from United's best. I've gone with a 7 out of 10, above average, but far from special for Manchester United. Next up, we're with the Magpies, Newcastle United. They'll be back in the Champions League this season with this kit, and I love this kit. Adidas have smashed out the park here. Again, it's not just solid black and white lines. You've got this sort of funny sort of glitchy type design on the on those sort of stripes to make it look a bit different. I love they've kept these sort of blue accents throughout the kit. That's the great way to use that Adidas template. Chuck a different colour there to stand it out. The main logo still for me, and that main sponsorship is taking away from this kit. It's like a 10 out of 10 type kit. If it wasn't for this sealer design in the middle here, if it was some other different sponsor, anything realistically, it's probably getting upwards towards a 10 out of 10. But other than that, it is a picture perfect kit. Again, I love that glitchy design. Again, it's something very, very simple, but it adds excitement to the kit, adds a bold edge, and it sort of symbolises Newcastle United taking this new step into this new era and competing at the top of the Premier League. I love it. And that bright sort of blue design throughout, the accents over the collar, it comes with a rounded collar as well. I'm a big fan of that. And that sort of blue on the accents of the Adidas structured design this season. Big fan of this one here. Again, that main sponsor in the centre of the shirt is taking away from it being an all-time classic. I've gone with an 8.5 out of 10 for Newcastle United. One of the best kits going around this season in the Premier League. From one banger to the next, Adidas smash out the park yet again with this Nottingham Forest design. And boy, do I love this kit. You've got a proper collar there. Something you can fold up if you're a real baller. Something you can have down if you're a little bit more safe with your designs. Look, a little pinstripe. I haven't seen many pinstripes going around this season across the major brands. Adidas have brought it back here with Nottingham Forest. They've got the classic 3 stripes over the arm sleeves. And look, even the cuffs are really, really nice as well. It's a clean, old school design. You whack an old school type sponsor or go sponsorless like it looks like Nottingham Forest have here in this photo. It's an all-time classic. It's really, really nice. And I love how they've sort of made a crest around the logo for Nottingham Forest. It is really giving off a late 80s, 90s vibe with the collar as well. And I absolutely love it. This one is very, very close to that Liverpool design. I think the Liverpool one just feels timeless for me. This one probably will keep growing on me. But I absolutely love it. They have not gone wrong here. You've got the dark red sort of pinstripes mixed in with the white pinstripes, a collar, a button as well. It's got the lot. I think it's number 2, but I'm still going to rate it a 10 out of 10. Absolutely love this design. A Ryan Yates, a Chris Wood wearing this, at Nottingham Forest's midweek games under the lights. It's going to be absolutely timeless for this football club. They might not do well this season in the Premier League, but boy, there's a kit compete there up there with the best. I've gone with 10 out of 10. It's not as good as Liverpool's, but it's still a 10 out of 10 for me this season in the Premier League for Nottingham Forest. Our final newly promoted side is Sunderland. They're back in the Premier League and they'll be wearing this kit here. And look, I don't mind. It's a little bit different. It's not as safe as some of the other kits. Hummel do normally a very, very good job with their kits. And this one is no different. Again, it's not your straight red and white lines. They've gone with this sort of funny offset design, and I'm a big fan of it. I'm hearing that Hummel might change the way they put their logo on the kits. I hope it stays as it is in this picture here because this is nice and clean. I'm hearing about arrows potentially replacing it. Hopefully it stays as it is. But the Hummel arrows over the arm sleeves, I'm a big fan of that. A nice clean design with the black collar there as well. Overall, a really, really nice kit. You've got that sort of added detail of the curved type lines that adds a little bit to it. Again, though, the big W88 sponsor's not for me, though, unfortunately. Takes a lot away from this kit. Look, one of the better ones, but not up there in the top tier. I've gone with a 7.5 out of 10. Again, they haven't gone safe. Hummel, and I respect that here. That's why they've got that just above average score here. Our next team is Tottenham Hotspur, and they've come with a Tottenham Hotspur kit. But look, champions of Europe, they've got a bit of an upgrade here with the centre badge. I really like it, to be honest with you. The Nike logo underneath the Spur logo, big fan of that. They've finally found a way, Nike, to incorporate that design where they separate the box of the main body of the kit to the arm sleeves with this funky sort of blue design there that it helps incorporate the arm sleeves with the main body. The AIA sponsor growing on me year after year, but I like everything is very central. I'm the man of structure. I don't mind that at all. Centre badge is a tick. It's a Tottenham kit, so it can't really go too high. But they've got some colour in there with that sort of dark blue. That's symbolic of the Tottenham Hotspur. I don't mind it. The AIA being red, again, adds a little bit to it. I wish it was a just blue design to match the whole aesthetics of the kit, because red you associate with Arsenal. But look, it's not the safest Tottenham kit we've seen in years gone past. That's why it's up there for me. I have to rate it based on a Tottenham Hotspur kit, which is normally just a 5 out of 10. This year they've taken it on. They've got a centre badge. They've been a little bit different. I like the design that Nike have gone with here. As such, I'm going with a 7 out of 10 for this side here. Not too bad for Tottenham. It's going to be a white kit. They delivered some colour. They delivered a centre badge. As such, it is boosted up to that 7 out of 10 for me. Our penultimate team is the Hammers, West Ham United. And after a horrid season, they've come here with a horrid kit. To be honest with you, it just looks bland. It looks basic. I'm not a big fan of the Boyle Sports sponsorship as well. Another one that just, for me, just looks cheap. I don't know how to explain it. It just looks cheap. And Umbro, I'm really disappointed. They delivered some fire last season. Probably the best Premier League kit manufacturer last year. But this is just like, what are we doing here? Yeah, I don't mind the design over the arm sleeves and the collar, but it just looks cheap. It looks a little bit tacky. Lacks aggression, lacks real endeavour. Symbolic of West Ham, to be honest. Claret and blue, kits you can barely go wrong with, but they've really gone wrong here for me. Just looks a bit average, looks a bit mid, looks a bit subpar. I've gone with a 2 out of 10. West Ham had some great kits the last few seasons. This one for me is one of their worst. Our final team is Wolves, and boy, I don't know about Sudu's history, but this one is an absolute banger for them. This might be their first historic kit, because this one will go down in the memory banks. You've got that thick red collar. Again, you can pop this collar as well. I'm a big fan of that, with that sort of triangular design there to make a V-neck type look. Big fan of that old school type vibe. You've got this sort of mosaic gradient in the background of the kit, adding a bit of depth to it, adding a bit of excitement to the kit as well. Again, I'm not a fan of this DE Bet sponsor across the middle, taking away from it being all-time classic 10 out of 10 type vibe. But other than that, all the components are very, very nice in this kit here. Again, a yellow, it's a striking design, but adding a little bit of detail here and there. And again, I'm a big fan of collars. If you sit here and watch these kit rating videos across the last 3 or 4 seasons, I love a collar. Something you can pop is a big fan here for me. And I've got that, a poppable collar with that sort of chunky triangular design in the center there. Real big fan of this kit here. Mosaic design of the as some sort of gradient. Really, really clean design. Classy, sophisticated, and bold from Wolves this season. And for me, an 8.5 out of 10. just fall short because of that DE Bet sponsor. But again, up there with Nottingham Forest, up there with Liverpool for kit of the season. There you go, ladies and gents. That's all 20 teams from the Premier League's home kits rated out of 10. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I love to hear the feedback on these videos here because you get polar opposite views of things. I love a collar, I love a centre badge, and you heard about that all the way throughout this video here. I think Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, Wolves, Palace have some of the best kits this season. That's just to name a few. Let me know who your top 3, top 4 are this season in terms of Premier League home kits. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, also what other leagues you want away kits. Do you want third kits for me to rate going forward as we approach the start of the season? If you enjoyed the video, smash a like on it, subscribe to the Players Zone channel, press that post notification bell. And that being said, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys for another video very, very soon. Till next time, guys. See you later.